Starting a nutrition coaching business that actually makes money isn't just about understanding macros or creating perfect meal plans. As much as I would like to, sit here and say that it's that simple, and trust me, that would make what we do so much easier. It's just not the reality. The reality is, to build a profitable nutrition coaching business in 2025, you need some fundamental systems in place, which I'll be honest, most aspiring coaches that I talk to just don't have. In the past 5 years, I've helped hundreds of personal trainers, gym owners, and health enthusiasts transform their passion for nutrition into a thriving coaching business, generating 5 to 10K monthly without burning out or spending years figuring it out through trial and error. So in this video, I'm going to take you through those critical fundamentals, plus every piece of advice I wish I knew when I was first starting out. So by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to start your nutrition coaching business, and let's do it the right way and actually get you some clients from day one. This is going to be a complete step-by-step blueprint. So it's not just theory, but the exact process my most successful nutrition students have used to build profitable nutrition coaching businesses right from scratch. And as a quick intro, hi, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jennifer Broxterman. I'm a registered dietitian, and I've been coaching nutrition clients for over 15 years. I've built my own thriving nutrition practice, Nutrition RX, which generates multi-six figures a year. I've also been a writer and presenter for Precision Nutrition, and I'm the creator of Prosper Nutrition Certification, where I help nutrition and fitness coaches build sold-out nutrition coaching programs that clients rave about. So, if you're struggling to land clients and grow your nutrition coaching business, don't worry. You are in the right place. I'm so glad you clicked on this video, and let's get into it. First, let's talk about why now is the perfect time to start a nutrition coaching business. The health and wellness industry is booming, with more people than ever before looking for personalized nutrition guidance. I would say, to be honest, after the pandemic, we've seen a massive shift towards preventative health and wellness services. And nutrition coaching is, of course, at the forefront of that movement. But here's where most people get it wrong when they're starting their own nutrition coaching business. They think that getting a certification is enough, or getting certified is enough. They believe that if they just learn about macros and calories and meal plans and healthy whole foods, clients will automatically come flooding in and flock to them. And that's simply not the reality. The reality is that to build a successful nutrition coaching business in 2025, you need some specific fundamentals in place that most aspiring coaches I talk to, unfortunately, they just don't have. So let's break down that exact step-by-step process. Step 1, yes, you do need to get properly certified and educated. So first things first, you do need proper education and at least a certification to your name. But here's where people mess up. All right, point 1 is, honestly, I think most people choose their certifications based on price or name recognition without considering the practical business applications. When you get this right and you choose the right certification for you, hopefully that's one that's going to teach you both the nutrition science side of things and the business skills you're going to need to be successful. You're going to be set up from day one to, hit the ground running. Another thing you have to consider is, I'm a bit biased here, but programs like our Prosper Nutrition Certification that are not only about the science of coaching, but provide real business frameworks, client resources, and I think we're one of the only certifications to do ongoing one-on-one mentorship. And this is where we get to work with you on the coaching skills, not just theory. Step 2 is about defining your ideal client. And to have this thriving coaching business, you have to be crystal clear on who you help. The best coaches I know have a clearly defined niche and know exactly who their ideal client is. Within this step, here's what most people get wrong. They try to help everyone or position themselves as a general nutrition coach, which then makes their marketing nearly impossible. Let me give you an example from a nutrition coach I was mentoring earlier this year. Mike had spent months trying to market himself as, a general nutrition coach and was getting zero traction. Once he niched down to helping busy professional men over 40 reclaim their energy and strength, he filled his roster in just 8 weeks. So Mike was a dad himself in his 40s. He could speak to the busyness of juggling full-time work, plus all of the after school and evening activities him and his wife were shuffling their 3 kids off to. And so what he did is he leaned into demonstrating quick and healthy meals before soccer practice, or grab and go healthy bento protein veggie boxes that he could make ahead of time for himself and his kids. He really did a good job showing what real life nutrition looked like for a busy family of 5. He could also better speak to the exact pain points and desires of this group of men. They still wanted to look and feel fit and attractive, but they didn't want or need washboard abs at this stage. And they all wanted to be leaders and role models for their family. And so Mike really leaned in to demonstrating healthy eating and exercise habits to his own growing kids so they could also learn about and fall in love with living a healthy lifestyle. Mike wasn't trying to capture the entire market. He really just leaned into helping other busy dads just like him. And even though he wasn't perfect, he knew enough about nutrition coaching and healthy eating that he was just enough steps ahead of his ideal client that these busy and stressed out dads felt like they were hiring the perfect coach who just got them and could anticipate their questions and needs perfectly. Here's why this is so important. When you go and get this step right, it's going to unlock a whole nother level of growth. Clear positioning makes all your marketing easier. It allows you to charge premium rates and helps you attract clients who are perfect fits for your unique coaching style. Okay, so how do you make this change? Consider your own background, your own passions, and your own experiences. Who do you naturally connect with? What transformation can you confidently deliver? Get super specific about the exact person you help and the exact result you help them achieve. All right, on to step 3. Develop your signature coaching program. This is what I see most people get wrong. They wing it with each client or copy and paste generic meal plans or macro-based numbers they found online. Boring. And when your clients can sense you're being sloppy and lazy, they're not happy. So here's another example from a Prosper nutrition coach I was helping in our one-on-one calls. So Jillian was constantly stressed about what to deliver to her clients, and she found herself recreating the wheel with each new person. When she joined Prosper, she told me it was a huge relief to get my entire systems, including the 6-week Healthy Habits Nutrition program that was white label but ready to plug and play with her own clients. It saved her hours of time trying to recreate something all on her own, and she got out of her analysis paralysis. But I pushed her a little. Upon my urging, after asking Jillian what her clients really needed from her as a coach, she said realistically a little more time to practice the healthy eating habits from the 6-week program I'd given her to kick off a group nutrition coaching program. So here's what I tasked Jillian to do. Build out a second 6 weeks of healthy nutrition habits, but add in some mindset coaching, and under her guidance, that was her hit program with her clients, and it became her 12-week signature weight loss and body image transformation program. Her client results improved dramatically and her confidence soared. And at $1,000 a pop per group participant sign-up, she was running cohorts, 12 people at a time, and making $12,000 a month, with the nutrition coaching system doing most of the heavy lifting for her. This gave her hours of her time back as a busy mom and entrepreneur, and she is on track to have a record year in terms of sales and profit. This is baller, next level nutrition coaching. So when you get this right, this is what your signature system is going to unlock. It gives your clients clarity on what they're buying, and it makes your delivery really consistent and allows you to scale more easily. If you're feeling inspired, but wondering how you can make these changes to your own nutrition coaching program, here's what I want you to do. Start by mapping out your client journey from start to finish. What assessments do you use? What phases do your clients go through? What resources do they need at each stage? Package this into a clear branded system like our Prosper method that clients can easily understand and get excited about. Make a note of this timestamp and come back and do this part of the video as an exercise as soon as this whole step-by-step program is done. I promise you this customer journey map is worth its weight in gold to help you create your own signature nutrition coaching system. Or if you need some help, I'm happy to lift the hood and show you / give you all of my own signature programs inside of Prosper. All right, moving on to step 4, setting up your business operations. Let's talk about what most people get wrong here. They delay launching because they think they need a perfect website, a perfect logo, social media presence, and business cards first. When you focus on trying to, get these essential operations off the ground, I want you to keep it streamlined and slick. Focus on what revenue can you generate quickly and build the systems as you grow. But before I get into specifics, here's a metaphor that changed my entire perspective if you are a small business owner and you feel a bit frazzled. I'm going to take this from Shonda Rhimes. She's an American television producer and screenwriter who's behind some of the most binge-worthy TV shows. So Shonda has written the script for Grey's Anatomy, The Residents, Bridgerton, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, just to name a few of her amazing TV hits. And she shared this quote in an interview one time, and I think about it all of the time. When she was asked, how do you keep up with everything? She gave this metaphor about train tracks. Basically, the train is barreling down the tracks, the train is production, and she is just laying down tracks, trying to stay ahead of this train. Because no matter what, that train is coming towards you. My take on that, you just got to keep laying down the tracks of a strong and healthy business. So you're developing tracks for better systems, better client journeys, creating more resources. And yes, it is going to feel like that train is always barreling down the tracks and there's more things to build before you feel ready to launch. But if you can just get okay that you build as you grow and you build the tracks as you scale, you're going to hit that next level of income and freedom. So your systems, those are your train tracks, and that keeps everything humming along smoothly as you start to work with fewer hours, but with more efficiency. So don't give up, coach. Just keep laying down those tracks, even if it feels like the train is always barreling down right after you. Fun metaphor, right? Okay, so how do you go make these changes? I suggest you just start with the basics. Think of this like a mini checklist to make sure you have those bare bone train tracks in place so you can get your train out of the station. You need legal structure, so think LLC or sole proprietorship. You need a simple scheduling system, Calendly, Acuity, both of those work great. You need some client intake forms. You need a coaching software. I use Coach Catalyst, but there's lots out there. You need a payment processing system. I think I started with PayPal, but I use Stripe today. You need some basic contracts. You can find these templates online or ChatGPT it. A simple website. This is why I love Kajabi. It's super flexible, hosts my entire email list, and has all my video courses for my nutrition clients. If you want to check it out and you're just building a website yourself, I'll leave a referral link down below. But here's my advice. Keep it simple, but move quickly. You don't need super fancy, logos or elaborate funnels or marketings to get started. Just focus on what allows you to serve your clients well. All right, step 5, create your packages and pricing. Want to know what's the number one thing I see most coaches get wrong in this area? They severely undercharge, or they offer too many options, or they create packages based on what competitors are doing rather than their own unique value. Let me tell you a story about Rachel. Rachel was charging $97 a month when we started working together to help her scale her nutrition coaching business. After restructuring her packages to focus on the transformation rather than the time she was taking, she now charges $1,500 for her 12-week program and has more clients than ever. I got her to pare back and only offers 3 choices when new clients wanted to sign up with her. So on our website, she has a smaller $500 package for people who just want to get their toes wet. And then she upsells them on the back end to continue working together once she's wowed them with value. She also has her mid-range $1,500 12-week signature program that has even more value and coaching packed into it. And most people are drawn into this middle price point. And finally, I got Rachel to create a year-long VIP nutrition coaching program valued at $5,000 if they pay in full, or $500 a month for all 12 months. And these were for her people ready to go all in. Her VIP option serves as the high price anchor, making her $1,500 signature program look like a steal. And she's often able to sell one of these VIP packages per month for her most motivated and committed clients who know that they need that year-long accountability to hit their goals. So using Rachel as a case study, I just wanted to show you what's possible when you focus on the unique value you bring to your clients and when you charge appropriately for your services. When you get your own packages and pricing locked in, you're going to unlock a whole other level in your nutrition coaching business. So don't be afraid to take a look at your packages and shake things up a little bit. And proper pricing will allow you to serve fewer clients, but get them better results, avoid burnout, and invest in your continuing education. And if you're nodding along thinking, oh man, I really need to fix my packages and pricing structure, here's what I'd suggest to help you start to move in the right direction. So 1, start by looking at outcomes, not hours. 2, create at least one premium package. This could be 3 months, 6 months, even a full year. Price based on the value of the transformation. Include components that make the delivery easy for you. Consider offering payment plans to help people break it up. And don't be afraid to start a little bit higher than you think you should. You can always offer things like scholarships or discounts if needed, but try not to do that too often. And if you want to do a full deep dive into how to price your services as a nutrition coach, I'll link to a video I made earlier called How to Price Your Nutrition Coaching Exact Dollar Amounts. Okay, we're finally at step 6. Develop a simple marketing system. What most people get wrong here is they try to be on every platform. They create content without a strategy, or they just copy what the big influencers are doing. I know I made that mistake when I was just starting out, and it led to overwhelm, burnout, and always feeling like I was just dropping the ball. I'd watch someone like an Alex Hormozy go crush it on YouTube, on Reels and Shorts and Instagram and his email list, but I didn't have a marketing team the size of Hormozy's, nor did I have the $200,000 a month budget to pay the videographers, the copywriters, the editors, the marketing strategists to help me be in all places at once. And everything just kind of fell apart and I felt like a giant failure. So I pared things back, like way back. And when you get this right, you can just be consistent and focused with your marketing to bring in a steady stream of ideal clients who already understand your value. So if you're ready to make some changes here, think about just choosing one primary platform based on where your ideal clients hang out. Create content that addresses their specific challenges, focus on education and transformational stories, develop a simple lead magnet that showcases your expertise, and really try to implement a consistent outreach strategy. Think 5 to 10 personal connections a day. And you can also do things like leveraging partnerships with complementary businesses. In my case, when I was first starting out, I wanted to do more sports nutrition coaching with athletes. So I connected with like 2 or 3 local triathlon coaches. I met each one of them individually for a coffee date, and then I just gave them some of my business cards. And from that initial relationship coffee building date, I basically still get athletes sent to me to this day because of the relationship with those coaches. All right, step 7, how to master sales. Here's where most people get wrong. They either avoid sales conversations or they entirely turn them into these pushy pitches that turn potential clients off. And you've probably been on the receiving end of a bad sales call before, and all you wanted to do was get out of that conversation as quickly as possible, and you knew that that person wasn't going to win your business. So if sales or selling, stresses you out, I want to help you change your mindset. Yeah, it does take some practice to learn what to say and how to ask insightful questions, and also just how to help the other person feel comfortable enough to open up. But honestly, it's a lot like the coaching relationship. You're just talking to another human being and seeing if they're a good fit, if you're a good fit to help them achieve a desired result. If they are a good fit, you can tell them more about your nutrition coaching, services. And if they're not a good fit, be honest and don't try to bend them into a pretzel to fit your mold. Remember, we talked earlier in this video about knowing who your ideal client is, and more importantly, who it isn't. When you get this right, your confidence in selling is going to increase. And that means you're not going to struggle to fill your practice. And clients will leave that conversation excited to start their journey and committed to working with you. They'll have that moment where they think, yes, finally, I found that coach who gets me, who can actually help me. Now, take my money and let's get started. If you need to work on your sales conversations, here are some tips that can help. Structure your discovery calls as value-giving sessions and not as a sales call in your mind. Think of it just like a mini coaching session where you can ask them some questions and then demonstrate how you might be able to help the other person, solve the problems that they're facing. Another tip is to definitely focus on listening more than you talk. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? You can also ask powerful questions about their goals and challenges. Inside Prosper, I share a whole worksheet's worth of powerful questions, actually like 5 pages worth of questions. And so a lot of my coaches use this as a cheat sheet to give them good prompts that they can also use in their sales calls. Tip 4 is to help them see the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Where they currently are is the pain they're in, and where they want to be is that brighter, better future they hope to have for themselves. Another tip is to present your solution as the bridge to cross that gap between where they are and where they want to be. And also you can address their objections with empathy and clarity. Sometimes it's helpful to ask a follow-up question just to better understand what that objection is. For example, it's too expensive may really be their fear of, I can't afford to spend more money on this and it not work and feel stupid and like I wasted my money again. And finally, tip 7, ask for the commitment when the time is right. All right, all 7 steps I've shared with you so far are important, but I think honestly, step 8 might be the most critical. And that is step 8, deliver exceptional results. If you're great at marketing, but your client experience sucks once they start working with you, you might be able to fool them once on the front end, but they will not become a long-term loyal client. And I can promise you that they will tell all of their friends how crappy of a job you did. Okay, we don't want that. And yet often, like unintentionally, I see a lot of new coaches who are trying really hard and then they do this by accident. They screw it up. Wait, what? Yes, like I'm talking good coaches, smart coaches, well-educated coaches. They're often the most guilty of this nutrition coaching sin. So I call this the egocentric coach, and they're basically information vomiting all over their client, and they're doing that to either try to impress the client or maybe even their colleagues with like, look how much I know and how smart they think they are, but they're totally missing the point of the coaching relationship. I think this is what most people get wrong here, is they focus too much on information and not enough on implementation and behavior change. Here's an example from a gym owner I was mentoring a few years ago who couldn't understand why his nutrition program wasn't growing past the 3 dudes he was coaching macros with. So Josh was a gym owner down in Florida who was providing detailed macro-based plans and educational resources to everyone in their onboarding sessions. But 3 to 4 months in, his clients still weren't seeing results. When he switched to our more gamified coaching approach with small weekly habits and regular client check-ins, his client success rate tripled. He went from 3 bored dudes who kept attempting to track their macros in MyFitnessPal, then, falling off and ghosting Josh, to then he grew to 10 committed clients who were loving the habit-based and gamified approach I taught Josh, then to 22 clients by 6 months. And at the end of our year of working together, he had a solid 48 people committed to his nutrition coaching program and were referring their friends to join as well. When you get this part right, successful clients become your best marketing through referrals and testimonials, creating a self-sustaining business. So how do you make these changes? I want you to focus on behavior change, not just education. Also, implement regular accountability systems. Create a community aspect if possible. Make the process fun and engaging, and that's where our nutrition coaching games are perfect for this. Get your clients to celebrate the small wins along the way, and if you can, document transformations with permission, of course, be ethical. And also you can try requesting testimonials at these peak positive moments. This is the perfect time to ask someone if they're willing to leave you a Google review to support your business or, sing your praises as a coach. If you don't get step 8 right, where the science of nutrition, but you're still fumbling with what to say and do inside your nutrition coaching sessions to make them fun and engaging and to get your client the transformational result that you promised, check out this completely free nutrition coaching masterclass I created called Lift Off. So inside, I share some of my best gamified nutrition coaching resources. Yep, you can swipe them and go keep them for yourself, along with some fun coaching metaphors to get even your trickiest clients unstuck. If you head over to prospernutritioncoaching.com/liftoff, you can grab it entirely for free and jump right in. And if you want to get more nutrition clients this year, go pause this video and grab that free course now. Yes, I'm talking to you, stagnant macro coach who knows the science but can't seem to keep your clients engaged past 3 to 6 months. This is going to help you grow in a really big way. Finally, last but not least, I want you to think about step number 9. How are you going to scale and grow your business? The biggest mistake I see people make here is when a coach, tries to scale too quickly or scales in ways that diminish the client experience. You always have to think about the trail.
You always have to think about the trail.
AKA the client experience at every stage and size of the business. That's a Friends reference. When you get this part right, you can unlock real sustainable growth that increases your impact and income without sacrificing your quality of life. Here are some growth options to consider if you're in this stage of business where you're wanting to scale your operations to earn more income while being, more efficient and effective with your time. So consider raising your rates as you gain experience. I honestly think a rate raise every 1 to 3 years, perfectly acceptable. You could also try adding group programs once your one-to-one system is perfected. You could create digital products or online courses. It's another reason why I love my Kajabi website so much. It's so easy to host digital projects and courses for my clients to go through. You could train other coaches to go through your methodology and hire a couple of junior coaches to come on board and support you with the workload. You could try partnering up with gyms or wellness centers and create a win-win model with overlapping services. You can even build a recurring revenue model through subscriptions. But word of warning, do not think about scaling as a nutrition coach until you have the client journey fully mapped out and mastered. Or honestly, you're just going to have all of the same problems, only on a much bigger scale. We all start out as a little fry with only a few clients. So until you've mastered your systems on the small scale and you feel ready to scale and enter the big leagues to become big fry, okay, then go and do that. So look at the information in today's video, and I hope it genuinely has the power to change your life by helping you build a successful nutrition coaching business. So I hope you went through all of this. You got to the end with a bunch of notes and got some value from those major steps. At this point, though, you've got 2 options. You can try and implement all of this yourself, spending time and money and the headache of figuring out all of this step by step. And there are going to be a lot of problems you're 100% going to face if you're doing this for the first time. Or you could get help from an expert like me that's helped hundreds of nutrition coaches build thriving practices with our proven system and has solved all of the problems you'll inevitably face. So you can just get this right the first time. And if we're being honest, if you're not already making consistent income as a nutrition coach, then 100% you do need some help. And that's why I want you to click the first link in the description below to learn more about our Prosper Nutrition certification. This is for you if you want to avoid doing all of this yourself and you want a team of experts to show you exactly how to build a thriving nutrition coaching business that delivers those awesome transformational results for your clients. So if that's you, go click the link, check out Prosper Nutrition certification. Oh yeah, make sure to like this video so you can easily find it again. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos on building a successful nutrition coaching business. I'm registered dietitian Jennifer Broxterman, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.